Yes, that is cool. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm on. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You good?
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. All right, it is a good morning. It is gray again. I'm noticing that our neighbor has, what is that, a wasp's nest? Hornet's nest? Something like
Hornets.
Yeah, we got to get that. Anywho, I'm distracting myself and I'm the one here on camera. So putting my blinders on, not looking out the windows. So good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning to you. It is gray out. It is quiet. It is Sunday. And ma'am, I almost said ma'am. And man, am I going to cruise along today at a nice slow speed because it has been a very busy couple of weeks, months, days, and I looked at my calendar and I realized this may seem silly to you, but I looked at my calendar and I said, oh my gosh, we don't have any plans the next 4 nights, which is crazy to us because, for example, we got home from Massachusetts on Monday night. We were down in DC on Wednesday night. My husband had a gig on Friday night that I just said I cannot even. And then last night he had a big gig. So 4 nights in a row is something that is wonderful. But enough about me. That's just giving you some behind the scenes it is. But hey, if we haven't met before, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, Destination Decluttered, here on TikTok, YouTube, all the places, destinationdecluttered.com. And I do these TikTok lives. I'm right now live. What is it? Hold on. Today is September 29th. Holy frajolies. I cannot believe that October is Tuesday. But I do these TikTok lives pretty much almost every day except for when I don't. And I do them to help you with your clutter. Because I'm not saying this to show off, but I have learned how to be less of a cluttered person than I was before. Now, you may look at my background. I'm in what we call the tiki room here in our house because it used to be a dining room, but we don't really dine. It's just the two of us. We can make it if we try. So good morning, Cat Mama. I see you. Jackie, nice to see you. And Mish and Dolores and Jamie. And yay, I missed you. Okay, back to work and not much time. Okay, here we go. Let's make today count. So Jackie, how can I help you today? I like to help you with your clutter. I will share this with you. I come to this from a different perspective. I come to it not from a top down, I'm so decluttered, and you people know I grew up in a cluttered home. I have collected stuff all my life, as you will see in the background here. I'm not a minimalist, and I'm looking around even in this room, and this is probably one of the most, not cluttered, but the room with a lot of little stuff in it. But I like what my stuff is. It is kind of merchandised, as we would say back in the day, in a way that brings me joy. It is very easy to keep up, and it is not overwhelming to me. I can look in this room and be like, yeah, I need to dust, I need to fluff a couple of pillows, but taking care of my house doesn't take over my life. How's that for a nice little catchphrase? Taking care of my home doesn't take over my life. Okay? All right, so Jackie is saying, I just can't keep my dining room table and coffee table clear or even tidy. Okay, well, first of all, I will say, this is kind of your backseat driver, I like to say. I can't even. And I just want to introduce the idea of you can. You can. And I'm not saying you just choose not to. No, here's what I'm going to guess, Jackie, okay? I betcha you have some habits. Habits. We all have them. We all have them. Of putting some things down on those tables. And even just pick one of those tables. You have a habit of putting something down there and not putting it somewhere else for an extended period of time. That's pretty much what cluttering is. It's like having stuff where you don't want it and for longer than you want it to be there. Debbie says the same thing. Scrap Lover, glad to see you too. I'm going to be here for the next 56 minutes. But Jackie, I think this will be really helpful because it is to me. Instead of telling yourself you can't keep your dining room and coffee table clear or even tidy, yeah, you can. So let me help you with this. Let's pick one of those tables, okay? Let's pick the coffee table because it's smaller and it might feel a little bit more manageable. So notice what we did right then. A huge thing, a huge tip that I learned late in life, or to just realize how I could use it all over the place, is to whatever you're looking at, if you're feeling overwhelmed by it and feeling like you can't do it, chunk it down into a smaller bite. I can't eat that whole elephant. I'm going to have a bite. But who wants to eat an elephant? You know, I can't climb that whole mountain. You start with a single step. So chunking it down. Notice we separated out the dining room table, and we're just concentrating on your coffee table. Now, on your coffee table, I know without a doubt, because you are no dumb bunny, and even bunnies aren't dumb, that there is stuff on your coffee table that you know what to do with. You know that trash goes in the trash, recycles go in the recycles, dirty dishes go in the sink. You know what to do with some of that stuff. Okay? So Jackie, even today, I don't know how much time you have, but wouldn't it be fun, while I'm doing my TikTok live for the next hour or so, if you actually just kind of follow, you played along at home and you went to your coffee table. I'm looking at my coffee table. It's got like 4 coasters on it because we don't use it a lot. And you said, you know what? I do know what to do. I can keep this clear. I can clear it. Clearing it is one thing. Keeping it clear or tidy is another. But even starting with clearing it, chunk it down. Chunk it down to just that table, and there are things on that table. You know what to do. You know what to do with those things, so go do those things, okay? When you do that, you can come back and be like, okay, well, now I'm stuck because now I have something here I don't know what to do with, okay? But even that, Jackie, do you think you can do that? You may not have time now, but it may not take this, you guys. Here's another kind of, like mic drop moment. Some of these things do not take as long as your brain is thinking it's going to take. Okay? So just start. Just start is another good one. You can do it. So before you even start, give yourself a better thought to think, I can do this. I'm going to do it now. And I'm going to be curious how long it takes. Okay, Jackie, I'm lovingly kind of connecting with you because you offered that you're struggling with this thing. So I will say to you, where I am right now, it is 10:07 in the morning. I am not saying this to rush you because I want you to move at a speed that feels right to you. But why don't you just go check out your coffee table and see what you can do with it starting now? Okay, there we go. Jackie says, okay, yes, getting the things I know to do that belong. Yeah, so do that and just get started. Just get started. I'm going to be here keeping you company. If you run into something that you get stuck with, pop back on and let me know, and we can talk through it. This is kind of like what one-on-one coaching is, except we're typically not being, watched by 60 some odd people. But notice what we're doing is we are, first of all, giving Jackie, we're giving her something better to think that's going to make her feel better. Instead of, I can't do this, the opposite is always helpful. Because think about it. If there's something you're thinking that's making you stuck, even just realizing that there's an opposite, if the opposite thought might give you an opposite result. Okay? You can do this. So why not just get started? You know what to do with a lot of this stuff. Maybe not all of it, but we can help with the stuff you're struggling with. Okay? Okay, cool. Gotcha, Jackie. I'm here for you. All right? The other part, though, I will share is, and this is just kind of looking ahead for Jackie and everybody else, once you have knocked down the clutter, once you have cleared the spaces, this is the other really important part about decluttering and other things, is the maintenance, is the habits. Now, maintenance is a habit. Cluttering at a certain level is just a habit. It is a habit you have of coming in the house, and I'm looking where we usually come in the back door, and we dump our stuff in what we call the nook. Now, I bet everybody has a dumping ground, a place where you just kind of dump your stuff when you come in the house. Mine is usually on top of the dishwasher or dryer, or even on the floor or on the corner of the kitchen table. Now, that is a habit. No big deal. You also have a habit of how long do you let that stuff sit there and then pile up. So the sooner you recognize you have these habits, the sooner you can change those habits. And you can change your habits. I am living, breathing, tea drinking proof of that. Okay. Now I love it. Smart 022666 says you are great as well as breaking down this for us. You know what? Here's the deal. Notice what I'm also doing. It's kind of very meta. I'm telling you about the concept of chunking things down, and then I'm helping to chunk things down. Notice how it feels more doable when you say, I can do this and I just need to start, and I'm going to start small. This can help with everything. This is one of the reasons why I call myself, here, let me see if I can hide this thing. Thank you. I call myself, and I am, a decluttering life coach. Because what I teach you, that's going to help you declutter. It's helping Jackie help her with her coffee table right now. Everybody within earshot right now, you could go to a surface in your house. Bring me along so you can hear me. Go to a surface in your house that is piled with surface clutter, and let me keep you company while you do it. Notice how long it's going to take you. It won't take you as long as you think. But saying I'm going to do something about it and feeling like you can and doing something about it can feel good. All right? Okay, so Megan, your boyfriend, I know what that feels like. So Megan is saying, my boyfriend usually wants to organize everything all at once, and then I'm overwhelmed and I give up. Notice this. I know this from coaching, and I know this from my own personal experience. That all or nothing mentality can cause overwhelm and then abandonment of the stuff. You said it right there. I want to organize everything. Notice that very kind of dramatic, inclusive, everything. That's that song I'm always singing on this thing, right? Everything all at once. I want to do all of it in one fell swoop. Nah, it's probably not going to give you the result you want. And I can tell it doesn't. Can you say, then I'm overwhelmed, which is not what you want, and then you give up, which is not what you want. So I am a creative person. Look at how awesomely I decorate my house. Of course I'm a creative person. But I also have a process mind that I love, because a process mind helps you get shit done. It's like a road trip. You're going from point A to point, I always say point A to point B, but there's a lot of spaces in between. From point A to point P, I don't know, A and P. From point A to point X, there we go, is I want to go to there. There are a lot of little places in between. So just notice. I'm not asking you to judge. I'm just asking you to get curious. Is what you are doing now giving you the result you want? If you were like a little machine, if you were a little like do. Remember, I always bring this one up too. That cartoon where the little guys, Chip and Dale, go into the lovely vegetables. They want to find the lovely vegetables, and they go into like the canning factory. If you start at the beginning of what you're doing, is what poops out at the end of your little factory the result you want? If not, cool, let's notice, ooh, that's not what I want. Then we can backtrack it and be like, how can we get it so the product that pops out at the end is the something you do want? Okay? We call you awesome. Thank you very much. All right, good morning, Laura from Illinois. I almost said Illinois. You can tell I'm tired this morning. I had a late night. So breaking it down to me, I just love this because it helps with so many things, not just clutter. When you break it down to something so small that you're like, I can do that. Notice that feeling and thought, I can do that. Sometimes it's just the scale of the things. Climbing a mountain, going on a road trip across the country. You can be overwhelmed by the enormity of it, or you can notice that that's where you want to go. You're excited about where you're going. So then you put your head down and put one foot in front of the other. And it's not even a Christmas special yet. Okay? Good morning, Karen. Tracy G, how do I decide where to start? Now, here's the fun part for me. I like to get my head and my heart in the game. Notice when you say my heart isn't in it. Notice when you say I don't feel like doing something. Okay, where do you feel? Tracy G, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. There's just the matter of what's going to help you get started. Because a body in motion tends to stay in motion, is like a sciencey guy once said. Okay, so Tracy G, I can talk about like what's in your head. Oh, you should always start from left to right and start in this. And you know what? We're not machines. We are not robots. I am not a robot. Danger, Will Robinson, danger, right? No, we're humans. So ask your heart. Ask your heart, where do you want to start? And wait and listen for the answer. And I will offer this. Probably the first answer is going to be this phrase from the backseat driver. Backseat driver, little kid, scared, doesn't want to get you going. They're probably going to make you say, I don't know. Okay, get the I don't know out of the way. You did that. Boop, that's the top. You're going to say it. But then after that, say, okay, what if I did know? And then just check your eyes and your gut. When I look around this room, what's something I want to make look better so I feel better? And I'm going to start there. Start in here, and you'll be more likely to go do the thing. As opposed to up here, they told me to go from left to right, from, top to bottom, from whatever it is. These things can be helpful. Do not get me wrong. Certain processes can. But being motivated by your heart of what you want to look better can get you started. Heart and start, they rhyme. Ooh, that may be a future TikTok video. Okay? So I hope that helps, my dear. Okay. Now, Scrap Lover noticed that was me yesterday. Crashed and burned. Luckily, even when we crash and burn one day, we're kind of like a cartoon in that the next day we can get up and do something different. So notice if what you're doing isn't making you feel good. Do something different the next time. Okay? All right? So Donna Hall is saying, I'm going to start today. Awesome. I have so much stuff that needs to be placed somewhere in every room. Okay. Notice how your words, and please people, this is not, Donna, I'm helping you, but this is what we all do. The words in our heads that come out of our mouths, or when you're on doing this TikTok live because you're typing, or I guess you're probably typing. If it's me, I'm literally just typing with one finger. I'm of an age, I just type with one finger. Notice the words you chose. I'm going to point them out so you notice how even before you're starting, you're kind of overwhelming yourself. So let's stop that before you even started. I have so much stuff. Here's the fun thing about your backseat drivers. Scared little kids, I want you to picture them, these words coming out of the voice of a scared little kid strapped in their car seat in the back seat. They are so little kiddish and very dramatic. Very dramatic. I have so much stuff everywhere, Auntie Beth. Yes, it needs to be placed somewhere. Every room. Yeah, that may be true, but let's turn down the volume on the drama, okay? Dramatic little kids in the back seat just get you, oh my God, I have so much to do, blah. Drama just sucks your energy like nobody's business. Looking around and being like, yeah, I got a lot of shit to deal with. Notice my lack of drama is going to help me get started. It's going to preserve my energy, okay? So don't start in every room. Or start in every room. I don't care, Start in, you can start in one room and you can go from left to right to top to bottom. It's up to you. You can then, or you can flit around the house like a butterfly and just look for things that you know are out of place and start that way. The most important part, though, is that you learn how to get yourself started. Okay? And this is a life skill. How do I get myself motivated to start? This is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered, because I like to think of life as travel and road trip. Okay? Tank. Hey you.
Hello.
My husband's up and he's making coffee in the other room, and I'm like, I'm talking to my people here, all right? Simmer down now. Good morning, Laura Gibbon Voorhees. Nice to see you too. Okay, so you notice, yeah, Donna. You can tell my Boston accent's coming out, right? Good morning, Erin, I just saw you. Notice the drama. Picture what you're saying coming out of the mouth of a little kid in the back seat and kind of lovingly laugh at them. I need to do the kitchen and the bedroom and the living room. Arg! If that arg does not look like it just came out of like a Charlie Brown cartoon, I don't know what does. Okay? So I say this, can you tell the love I have in my heart? Because I have been there. I also am related to people who overwhelm themselves like nobody's business, and then they do nothing. So I want to help you. I can't help the people who don't want to be helped, but if you want help, here's some ideas. This is what works for me. This is what works for my clients. I don't know about this guy in the kitchen. But I try. All right. So Abundant Life 295 says, just joined. Hey, welcome. Irony is, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? is I love to look at what I've tackled, but avoidance is my biggest obstacle. Okay, I love two things that you just did. First of all, welcome. Again, my name is Beth, Decluttering Life Coach, Destination Decluttered, here on TikTok and all the places. Okay, now, I also love to look at what I've tackled. Who doesn't want to feel good about what they've done? Look at me, look what I did. Check me out. This is pretty awesome. Reminding yourself that you have done it can help you start to do something else. Well, we made that room look awesome. Let's make this room look awesome too. Well, I planned that vacation before. Let's plan this vacation. Well, I made a scary phone call before and that ended up awesome. Maybe I'll make another scary phone call again. Keeping track of your wins is a really important way of countering the dramatic little kid voice in the back seat. You're the driver. You're listening to one of two voices in the house, in the car. Typically, if you're not moving forward, you're listening to the backseat driver, the little kid saying, "Wow, no, too much, scary, overwhelm." Okay? But notice your avoidance. I'm avoiding, and notice the obstacle. Again, this to me is always so much like when you're in your car. You're driving forward, you've done some good stuff, but now you've reached an obstacle in the road. Okay? And what are you avoiding? Just notice, even just asking yourself, okay, what am I avoiding? Am I avoiding getting started again? Am I avoiding something that I'm thinking is too big and I'm feeling overwhelmed? Well, we already know. Chunk that down. You can't eat something really tasty even all at once. You choke yourself. You do it a bite at a time and you savor every morsel. You enjoy the process. Okay? Get specific. Get at specific. Geetta. Get specific. Get specific. What is it? What's the thing that comes to mind? If I asked you, if we were doing like my one-on-one coaching, what's the thing when I say, what are you avoiding? Bing. What's the thing? What's the area? What's the thing that pops in your head? What's the picture? Let's play there then. Let's hang out. Okay? So get specific and chunk it down. Getting specific is also kind of chunking it down if you think about it. All right? Scrap Lover is trying to find stuff for a garage sale in 3 weeks. Decision fatigue is real. Need to let things go. Do you need to let things go? Do you need to? Do you want to? I want to let things go. So decision fatigue is a real thing. Decision fatigue is as real as physical fatigue, mental fatigue, one of those, all the fatigues, okay? Except for maybe those pants you wore back in the day. So if you are at a point where I like to think, again, I'm always going to go back to what would I do if I was driving my car on a road trip? If my decision tank was empty, if I had no energy left, I had no gas in my tank, or, I guess electric cars. If I had no charge left in my decision-making tank, would I continue to try to make decisions? No. Okay? No. So do something. Do something. Seriously, and I mean this in the nicest way, and I'm backing up because everything just shifted in front of me. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you. All right. Scrap Lover 150. It will be, and everybody, if you are feeling like if you're feeling like your tanks are empty, your motivation tank, your decision-making tank, do something today to fill it up. Maybe you go out and you do something completely different. You get out of your house. Maybe you go someplace that you enjoy going. You get away from your stuff so that when you come back, maybe you've got more gas in your tank. Here's something fun. Go to some place where you like how it looks in a house. Maybe there's a house tour around you. Or like maybe there's a fancy, like there's a place that sells furniture and home goods. And not home goods TM, but, home goods that you like to be. Go hang out in an environment that you want to have in your house. That can help you fill your tank to be like, man, I want my home to feel like this. I want it to look like this. I want it to feel like this. Then when you go back, I bet you can then see the things that you don't want that don't fit that. Okay? So, you can do that. Okay? I do it. I love it. Laura Gibbons Voorhees, I just dropped my daughter off at the airport. I'm going to go gentle on myself today. Yeah, me too. And I don't have a daughter to drop off, but man, if I had a busy number of weeks and days, and even last night. It has been a lot. It has been fun. Do not get me wrong. I am not complaining, but I am noticing that the pace of life I've had for the last many whatevers has been fair. It has been moving quicker than I want to. Now, did I make decisions yesterday to say yes to things that I knew I was going to be tired afterwards? Yes, I did. I own that. But now today, I even said to my husband, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be driving forward today at like 20 to 25 miles an hour. I'm going to putter. I'm going to take it easy on myself. Take it easy on yourself. That was a song by somebody. Take it easy on yourself at all times. Don't beat yourself up. There are times where you're going to do things tired, but you don't have to do that all the time. Okay? Okay, I like it. LA says, I like hearing with the clinking and stuff. Yeah, you know what? We're a real couple. We live here. We're just real people. I don't try to pretend to be something I'm not. I mean, you know. Alrighty. Shimmering Blue Water says, I have boxes and boxes of journals and notes that I can't throw away. Who says you have to? I have boxes and I have boxes, not and boxes. That's a little bit dramatic. How about just boxes? I have boxes of journals and notes that I can't throw away. Well, first of all, this is the thing I freaking love. One of the many things I freaking love about bats, freaking bats. No. See, I just crack myself up all the time. About decluttering is you, my dearests, are in control at all times of what you keep and what you let go of. Ain't nobody saying you got to throw it away. I have boxes and boxes of my own memorabilia. If they ever opened up, if you ever wanted to see the timeline of Beth, I have it literally in boxes in my basement labeled by year. They are small, neat boxes. They are stacked up, but they are literally boxes of memorabilia for each year for the past almost 20 years, because I started it around my 40th birthday. It was a thing I saw at the Warhol Museum. But you know what I have done too? Even the stuff I have kept. I went through literally, as I've been decluttering my own stuff, kind of on the real, I have gone through and I have found some of my notebooks, and it has allowed me to visit past me and to remember who I was. And I will tell you, I have really gotten some insights of who I was. I feel bad for who I was a lot of times because I feel so scared and alone and afraid. And I feel so good about myself right now because that person back there could never have believed that I'm living this life. And the best thing is I created it. Now, I don't say this to show off. I am not a show off. I'm definitely not a show off. I say this to encourage you that if I did it, you can too. Okay? So this isn't, you can do it. And nobody says, hey there, Kate Kager, nice to see you. Yeah, Boston sunshine. Yeah, this is Boston sunshine right here. God, it has been gray for the past week. Yeah, no, you shouldn't. I mean, here's the thing. Should is a word I do not use. I try not to use in my vocabulary. It's very judgy. You're asking somebody else when I want you to ask yourself. And I want you to ask, do I wanna? Okay. I love it. Phoenix for fire. I get the ADHD gene in my family. No, don't get me wrong. Okay, so ADHD paralysis. See, I enjoy talking about this because there are a lot of phrases out there in the ADHD world that do not help us, and they can make us feel trapped. ADHD paralysis. Yeah, you can get overwhelmed. Kate, you know what I'm talking about. To sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, so I freeze and do nothing. You can turn up the heat. You can unfreeze. You can move your body. You can shake your body down to the ground. You can put your hand on one thing. You can get started out of paralysis. Okay? And if you know that your brain is so hyper and noisy, yeah, mine is too. So only lists and scheduling helps. Me too. So make lists and make schedules. Find out what works to help you get what you want and do those things, regardless of the label you give yourself. Okay? All right. There we go. Jennifer Serenity says, I needed to hear this today. I'm happy to help you. Again, if we're just meeting, because I see a bunch more people just tuned in, my name is Beth. Hey, I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Now, that's here on TikTok. When I upload my videos to YouTube, it's Destination Decluttered, destinationdecluttered.com. all one word with the .com at the end, is my website, where you can find out about signing up for my free mailing list and also my paid coaching. Okay, there's that. There we go. Okay, 80s Girl Forever. I totally get this. Okay, 80s Girl Forever is saying unpacking boxes of lost loved ones. Yeah, scared. Notice the scare. Seriously, you guys. Fear. Backseat driver, fear all over here. Okay? Scared of what I'll see again, if that makes sense. Totally. I am going to bet. I'm not a gambling woman. I'm a gambling man. No, that's a rambling guy. You are afraid, you're going to feel feelings. Yeah, I can think of that. I'm going to open up that box and I'm going to see, a picture of my dad looking all young and spry, and my dad is not here anymore. I'm going to see pictures of myself when I was younger and skinnier, and my skin looked better, and so did my chin. And I'm going to be like, wow, I am aging. I am going to feel sadness because there are people in my life that are not in my life anymore for one way, shape, or form. I'm going to feel a little bit of that. It is okay to feel feelings. Feeling feelings is a reminder that you are alive. We are meant to experience a range of emotions. Not all the time, that would be a lot, but experiencing the range of emotions. And when you feel sad, that will make your happy feel even better. The contrast between the two. 80s Girl Forever. Allow yourself to feel those feelings. They will not last a really long time. The good ones or the bad ones. It's going to be like a wave, like in the ocean. I love the ocean. Wow. Oh my God, I'm going to feel it. You've seen it. If anybody's watched my TikTok lives, I can start talking about something. I can conjure it up right now. I don't mean to conjure it up, but like I literally right now, I can feel it right here. I can feel it behind my eyes because I'm thinking of my cousin Kim, who passed away not even 2 months ago. She was like a few years older than me. We used to dance around to the Monkees at my grandmother's house, and we listened to Xanadu, and we had crushes on, luckily she was Mickey, and I crushed on Davy, and then I got all cerebral and had a crush on Mike. And you know what? She was one of my really best friends when I was a little kid. And we had been making plans to get together, but she was having health issues, and now she's gone. Do you feel that? Do you hear that? I don't have one stitch of items of hers in my home. What I have memories that cause me to feel feelings. And I'm feeling the sadness of her loss, but the joy in which we had together at the same time. I don't conjure this up as like a vaudeville trick. I say that as humans, I am allowing myself to feel the feelings as they come up. I can still feel it right now, but I can also feel it abating a bit. I can feel it. I can hear it in my voice. It was kind of like this and then like that. But when you tamp things down, when you shove things in a box, when you push things down and you tape over them, and you're like, no, I'm afraid to feel those things, sometimes you get afraid that what's in the box is scarier than what it really is. Okay? Don't be afraid to feel your feelings. Feel them, let them go, and move on. It's like a rainstorm when you're on a road trip. A little squall, and then you're through it. Don't be afraid of the rain, because then you're going to stop, and then you won't be able to go forward. Okay? There we go. Ginger M. I'm not sure how you got on here on this live this morning, but you know what? Maybe the universe has something to do. It's poking its little universal finger into the algorithm, and it's saying, hey, people who are stuck with clutter, there's a woman who shows up pretty much on the daily at different times of day, and she does these TikTok lives, and she just helps you through what you're struggling with, clutter-wise and otherwise, because the life coaching part is woven through every bit. Everything I teach you about clutter, you can use somewhere else in your life. I love this. Here, actually, I'm going to scroll back here, see if I got stuff. Yep. Okay. Tracy G, I just saw this. I'm backing up. Task initiation. Yeah. Task initiation is fun with ADHD, says somebody. Yeah, you know what? It's because we need to be engaged. If it ain't fun, we ain't doing it. So let's make it fun. So we can do it. I know that. God, I look back on myself. I look back at myself in my report card, and man, I excelled at things I was engaged in. I excelled at things that I was interested in. I even got like an A in some math class which was so weird, but it was very interesting to me. If I was interested and engaged, I stayed with it and I did it. If I didn't see the reason for doing it and I wasn't engaged, I was like, yeah, whatever. So therefore, how can you get engaged? Not like the finger with the ring thing. How can you get connected with the why behind what you're doing? Now, not the YMCA, but why are you doing it? And make it something that's important to you. And that might, ignite that spark. Okay? Yeah, Tracy G also, I'm scrolling back here because the way that TikTok does it floods me with comments and then I have to back up. You are 100% spot on, my dear. You are no dummy. You are pretty sure I'm avoiding making decisions. Yes, you are. That's all decluttering is. Decluttering is decision making. All right? Just get curious what the decision is you're afraid to make. Avoiding. Why am I avoiding making a decision on that item in my house? And then give yourself the space and time to listen for the answer that's in you already. Sometimes you busy yourself so you don't hear it, because as soon as you get quiet, the answers will come up and you can be afraid of that. But yeah, but also notice Tracy G. Notice what you're telling yourself. I've always is a backseat driver word. I've always struggled with making decisions. Now I'm being, dramatic for effect. Because no, you have instances in your life where you have struggled with making decisions. We all have. You also have evidence. If you chose to look for it and write it down, you have evidence where making a decision was easy. So it just depends on what you're looking for, okay? But if you tell yourself it's going to be hard to do and you've never been able to do it before, you won't start. It will be hard. If you tell yourself this won't be as bad as I think, I know I haven't been good at this before, but I'm going to try something different, that might get you started, okay? Now here we go. Yeah. There we go. Easy like Sunday morning. Exactly. Dana says, how do you respond to a spouse? He constantly tells you, you need to get rid of this stuff. Well, first of all, I'd tell him to shut the fuck up. I would. Now, it doesn't matter what he says. To me, no. I would tell him to be quiet. What he's doing, and I've literally said this to my husband. I say, I coach, so I'm also from New England, so I can be very straightforward. What you're doing right now isn't getting you the result you want. If anything, it's making me dig my heels in further because I'm saying, no, I'm not going to do it because you tell me. I will do this when I'm good and ready, and I will decide what I keep and what I decide to not keep. But Dana, notice, this is now on you. Now, maybe you are a cluttery person. Maybe he is pointing out something that you also want to work on. So, but doing it for yourself is a whole different ballgame than doing it for other people. Do it for yourself then. Okay? Now, I love this. LA64 says, I've lived in the same place since 89. I need to pretend I am moving. Oh my gosh, I did the same thing. I have done the same thing. Now, I love our little house. I don't want to move. Maybe at some point we will. But there was a certain point in my life, and I want to say it was, I've kind of done this, but there was a really strong thing that kept on going through my head, and I shared it with my husband. I said, I don't know why this thought keeps on coming up, because I don't necessarily want to move to Palm Springs, California. I think it's awesome. There's things about it I love, but there's things I don't necessarily love about it. But what I said to myself is, how can I make my home look more like the home that I would move into? And that helped me pick out colors for walls, pick out furniture, decide whether to paint something white or purple. So yeah, play a game with it. How can you transform your current home into your Barbie dream house? Okay? All right, here we go. Shake it off. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to back up and then move forward, okay? Interesting. Cynthia has moved every 2 years to avoid the clutter. But I'm going to guess, Cynthia, did you bring your clutter along with you? Yeah, and actually, this is really cool. Donna Hall is saying, I put my spouse on a plane yesterday. This is my week to declutter. You know what you've done in both instances with the spouses is you have eliminated an external voice in the decision making. You've quieted down your environment because there's one less voice, and now you can quiet down and just listen to what's inside you. Yeah, I'd sell it, then buy more. Okay, so that's the way you're doing it. If that works for you, rock on with your bad self. I do not declutter shame anybody. If that's giving you the life you want, then rock on, you know? All right. So here, I am going to back up a little bit. Yeah, isn't it great to know that you're not the only person who struggles with this, Kate? You know? Yeah, that whole freeze, and it's overwhelm. Think about it when there is a deer in the headlights. Because there's all sorts of chemicals going through its body saying, oh shit, I might die. I am overwhelmed. I need to make a decision, but it's stuck. Fight or flight. Do I fight the car or do I run away from it? When you realize that that can be caused just by chemicals in your body, you can do things to settle down the chemicals in your body. You can get moving. Again, just even thinking of the opposite. If I feel frozen, maybe I'm going to warm myself up. Oh, it's not that kind of frozen? Okay. I am going to move around. You know? Do the difference. Okay. Now, I love this. Thank you, Erin, for helping Dana. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Laura Soar, if you're afraid of those spiders, put on some gloves. Put on long sleeves. Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay. Pat is bringing up a really good point. Pat DeMayo 5 is saying, it's because I spent money on it and now I'm just tossing it. Okay, if you say, yeah, I spent money on it and now I'm just tossing it, that thought may not make you feel so good about it. How about the same exact thing from a different perspective, from the opposite? How about I spent money on that and I learned something from it? And I learned what I needed to learn from that. And now I don't need that item to remind me of it. Okay? I learned that salt shaker doesn't work as well as I thought it was going to. I learned that I don't really like that flavor of salad dressing. I learned that those pants look good on other people, but they don't look as good on me. I learned that wool sweaters make me itch. I learned that I really don't like the color blue. I learned that. What did you learn from the things that you now are considering clutter? And you learning something is an investment that is worthy of learning something about yourself. Okay, this is all about you. This is why I'm a decluttering life coach, because you are learning to make decisions. And I want you to make decisions for you that make you feel better than you do now. Now, that's just inferring that you're not feeling so good. I'm thinking that maybe you're just hanging out here out of curiosity. But I want to also not empower you. That would imply I was giving you the power. I want you to dust off the power that you always had in you, that you can do something about what bugs you. Yeah, you have the power. I got the power. You know? No, I love it. Bettina Finn Sipe is saying, thank you for making the psychology and neuroscience so practical. Hells to the yeah. Because here's how I like to work. This is how you get shit done. This is how you do it. You don't just sit there and think about things with your toga on and be like, that's so true. And I get it. I love being up here. But being in here and then moving your hands to create the life you live, that is why you get inspiration to then create a different world. If it just stays in your body and you don't do anything with it, that is not wasted potential. That's unrealized potential. Creativity is when you have an idea and you take that idea and you create something with it. Now, I create a home that delights me. I create coaching that I enjoy doing. I help people create lives they love. My husband creates music. I create opportunities. I look for and I'm open to opportunities for cool things to happen. And when they happen, I say yes to them. You can do that too. Okay? So there is a lot of, as you said, psychology and neuroscience behind it. I will tell you specifically why I never became a therapist and why I don't tend to talk in sciencey, life coachy jargon. Because I find the idea of both of those things boring. Boring. Yeah. And if I'm bored, I'm going to be rolling my eyes and being like, yeah, okay, whatever. So Freud says, but if I'm like, hey, let's make it fun. Let's crack a joke or two. Let's talk about Xanadu. And, I'm alive and the world shines for me today. How about making it fun? Why can't it be fun? Why does getting anything you want have to be so goddamn hard? Okay? Because when you feel better, when you're doing your stuff, you are living in that energy you want at the end of your journey. You're not denying yourself, denying. Okay? Now, you won't. And that one persona, I saw your email yesterday. I apologize. I was wicked busy, but I wanted to let you know I saw it, and I didn't realize it was you, so very cool. So it's very cool to see you here. Okay? Let's make it fun. There is nothing wrong with making it easy and fun. The people that make it difficult want to boss you around. Suck it up, buttercup. Drop and give me 20. Whatever. I don't know what they say. I mean, I can be bossy like nobody's business. Please. My sisters would totally be like, oh yeah, she's a boss. No, I'm not a boss. I'm just bossy. I'm not anymore, though, because it doesn't work as well. I could boss my husband around. He is very patient. He does a lot of things that I can be very, bossy about. But at a certain point, he's like, no, F you. And I'm like, I totally get it. I was totally being bossy. I will step back. So don't boss yourself around. How about collaborating? How about collaborating? Instead of beating yourself up and being, why didn't you do that? Ask, why didn't you do it? Well, I was afraid of opening that box and I was going to cry because it's stuff that was owned by my mom and my mom is gone. And that she'll never come back and she's dead and I'm going to be dead too. That's heavy shit. No wonder I want to tamp it down and scroll on TikTok for hours or go eat a hot fudge sundae or surround myself with all of the distractions of life, because when we get quiet, we might realize that we have a finite amount of time on this planet. Okay, Jackie, I love that you checked in. Okay, Jackie's saying, I'm slowly getting to the coffee table, but first I need to make a space in the back bedroom. Okay, I trust you, as I need the space to make a space where all the bags that I've annoyed are all over. So, Jackie, you know what you're doing? You're doing a great part of this. Everybody can learn from this. So Jackie started a while back, just at the beginning of this call. She was saying, I can't do this thing about my my coffee table. But what you're doing now is you're categorizing. Chunking, a way that you can chunk down what you're doing is to look for the categories of things that bug you. You have noticed you have a category of all the bags that I'm annoyed are all over. Now, instead of all, I'm from Boston, so I like to say I got a wicked lot of bags. I got a wicked lot of bags. I am. I can be a bag lady, but I notice that, and so I actively try not to accumulate bags. I know right now I technically have more bags than I need, but it's not at any dire level. It's like 10% more. Okay? But notice, you are slowly doing it. Jackie, you are doing something that just even a half an hour ago you had told yourself you couldn't do. So notice the difference. Notice you are not frozen. You are moving. Isn't that pretty damn cool? And the neat thing is, I'm not there pushing you up and moving your arms and, whatever. You're doing it for yourself. There we go. So, there we go. Okay, Katie is saying, I needed you to pop up today. I need to declutter my home and my mind. Oh, honey bunch, that's what I'm here for. A decluttered home. When you know how to declutter your home, you can do stuff to declutter your mind at the same time. It's very similar, very similar. I like to say it's kind of copy and pasteable. The stuff that you do with your clutter in your house, how can we apply that to your brain? Okay? So notice what you're annoyed by and do something to change it. Jackie's annoyed by the bags that she has all over. When you play I Spy with my little eye right here, what is something your eye lands on and that you feel, I'm bugged by that, I'm annoyed by that? Now, right here in this room, let me think. Nope, we're good, we're good, we're good. I can see some dust over there, but we're fine. Oh, I should probably fluff those pillows. Yeah, I was under that blanket reading my book on Friday. Maybe toss that up. Yeah, we're good. Oh, we should probably vacuum. Notice how easy that was. I love living in a house that I'm not always spending all my time taking care of. Okay? Okay, Tessa, notice that I call myself a shifter. I will move things to another room or basket and create doom piles. Yeah, you know why? Oh, you know why? And I'm not saying, oh, I'm sharing this with you to notice this. You are avoiding the part that makes all the difference, the decision making. Putting things in a nice, neat pile makes you feel like you've done something. It's not all strubly. It's nice and neat. So I've done something, but it's still a pile of stuff that I need to do something with. And doing something requires making a decision. Doom piles, notice, didn't organize, only moved. You are moving things from point A to point B, but neither place is where those things really, quote, should be. The piles you have are items that you should be, wanna, have to, I don't know what word to use, need to make decisions on. So notice that. What you're doing right now is saying, I don't want to make those decisions right now. Now, I work with a ton of one-on-one clients, and one of them, I could press her to be like, no, you need to make the decision now. No. You know what we do? She will make the decision when it feels right to her. And when it feels right to her, it's effortless. It is effortless, but trying to force her to do something is foolish. So don't force yourself. But if you want to do it and you're fearful that you can't, then that's another thing. That's something, to notice. Why am I avoiding making that decision? What does that decision require me to do? Does it require me to do something I don't want to do? I'm trying to think of something recently. Oh, I don't know. I got plenty of excuses. I do it. Yeah, doomed to sit there for a while. Oh, completely. It works on many levels, There we go. Daisy is saying, I started with the lowest hanging fruit of my closet. So the closet was easy and you got 3 bags out. Paper is another story. Yeah, paper jams up a lot. A paper jam, right? Paper jam. It jams up a lot of us, and especially those of us who grew up in a time when there was only paper. Or we were raised and trained by people who only lived in a paper world. I cannot tell you how much paper I have had to help my cluttered 83-year-old mother. I've been digging out of her house. Some of it has been there since 1969 when they first moved in. Some of that 1969 paper, I am not kidding, is paper that my dad saved from when he was in college, and he graduated college in 1958. I found that stuff in the attic of my parents' house in April of 2024. It had been in existence and nobody had looked at it for, however, do the math, is that 60 years, 70 years? I can't even, right? So notice that you may just not know currently what to do with that paper, but I can help, okay? This is what I'm here for. This is why I'm showing up in your life, even to let you know there's something different that can be done about it. And you're not the only one who's jammed up with paper. Okay, so Native Hummingbird says, I need to sell things in my home. Should I have an estate sale? I don't know if you want to. If you want to, asking yourself why I need to sell things. What's the way, if you need it for the money, what's the way you can do it that's going to be easy and get you money? There's always going to be a balance. If you have it where other people do a lot for you, it's going to be easier, but you'll get less money. But if you do a lot of it for yourself, you'll get more money, but at what price? Because you're going to be basically paying yourself an hourly rate for that type of stuff. Okay, yeah, doom boxes. How long do you keep old bills? A year? 7 years? It depends. Okay, Katie, it depends. Why are you keeping them in the first place? Let me know why you're keeping them, and I'll have a better, more accurate answer. Okay, there we go. There we go. Gave stuff to nieces. They don't want stuff anymore either. Yeah. All right. So notice this stuff. Okay. So I have to check for Social Security numbers before I can shred. Can't afford a shredding company. That's okay. You can shred. You can also just black things out. And seriously, I am wicked curious. You guys, we have lived in the digital age and the paper age long enough that places know not to put your full Social Security number on anything nowadays. So I want somebody, I would be seriously wicked interested to know what piece of paper have you gotten in the last 15 years that has your entire Social Security number on it. Entire, not just the 4 digits, your entire one. Okay? Yeah, so Katie is saying, honestly, I don't know. I guess for proof if I have a discrepancy. Okay, so notice that the discrepancy thing, excuse me, TikTok is telling me my live is going to end in less than 5 minutes. I know that, TikTok. I know. Trust me. Okay, is there a discrepancy? Is there? There's a finite amount of time where that paper is going to be useful. When I just went to Target a couple of days ago and I said, oh, you know what? Just in case something that I bought doesn't work, I'm going to shove this one receipt in this drawer. But then once I use this stuff, I'm going to throw away the receipt. Also, think about paper is just a snapshot in time. A paper statement says, between this date and this date, you spent that amount of money. By the time you get the statement, things have changed. So just know that that is a snapshot in time. Then you check over the receipt. Yep, that looks good. I spent that. Yep, that's us, that's us, that's us, that's us. Oh, what's that? Hey, hon, what's that? No. Okay, we're good. No discrepancy? Cool. Maybe what you do is you save it for the next month. And then you look and they say, they told me I owed $50,000 here. I paid $50,000 here. Yep, they got my payment. Good, I'm done. So notice that you don't even know why you're saving your stuff. Yeah, the only thing that I would offer is if you're saving if you claim any of your expenses on your taxes, you probably have a different process. But Katie says a year sounds good to me. I say try a month, but if a year is going to be different. So Katie, now you know anything over a year old, you can probably safely get rid of 99% of it. Okay? Okay. Now, interesting, my bank that's handling an estate put the entire Social Security number of all of us on the entire family. Holy frickamoly, what a bunch of goom balls to do that, huh? You know? All right. So, yeah, so notice the things. Okay, good to know. Even the last 4 are the most important. Whatever. Social Security guy says if they have that in a name, they can figure it out. I wouldn't be surprised. But again, make a pile then. Make a pile of every single piece of paper that has any of your Social Security numbers on it. Again, they will come from very few places. They will come from very few places. You can make a pile of those things and then do the needful with those. But then everything else you can do something different with. Okay? You know? Carla Jane, my goodness. I saw your picture. My dear, that clutter's beating you up, huh? See, I love it. Bettina says shredding equals satisfaction. Feels great when I get to do it. I used to think that too, but then it just jammed me up. You know? There we go. Mommy Erased says I go paperless. So everybody's got their own way of doing it. To me, I don't care how you do it. As long as you are enjoying the process, or not, even if you don't enjoy the process. If the end result is something you want, I don't care how you get there. I myself want to enjoy the process. I want to feel good about what I'm doing today. I'm probably not going to, I may wipe off a counter. We may do some vacuuming, but it's so gray out, I can't even see the dust bunnies. And if I can't see the dust bunnies, maybe I don't need to vacuum, you know? Everybody's got, yeah, literally, huh? I know, crazy. Oh, hon, you're doing good stuff, though. This is all about you, okay? Hey, Danielle got a new kitten. Yeah, okay, you've been neglecting your house stuff, of course, because you're playing with your new kitty. But here's a wonderful thing. There are going to be times in your life when things happen and you do neglect certain areas of your house. I'm not going to deny that. We've been traveling and things pile up, or, pile up. You know what piles up are the dust bunnies. However, you can also notice that and now do something. Okay, you know what I just realized? I've been spending a lot of time focusing on this kitty. I noticed that the dishes are piling up. So the kitty's going to be okay right now. I'm going to do some dishes. Yeah, Cynthia's saying, I love the word love. I love that once it's decluttered and it's easy to keep clean and nice. Yes, that's the thing. Decluttering is different than the maintenance. When you declutter kind of properly, you make it so it's easy to keep it that way. And when it's feeling easy, you're more likely to do it. As I said, when I look around this room, seriously, you guys, I'm like, I don't know. There's some dust. I might dust it. I might not. Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are not going to come to my front door And even if they do, you know what? Welcome to my house. Oh, if I've got some dust on it. I don't care about judgy people. I don't judge myself and I don't judge others. I suggest you do the same. Okay? Damn it, Donna. Damn it, Donna. I'm signing off. I didn't mean to. Don't take it personally. But I started my TikTok at 10 a.m. Today, for those of you who know how to get access to my schedule, which is basically to get on my mailing list at destinationdeclutter.com, those of you who check the schedule notice that today's TikTok Live, I decided to start at a random time because last night we went out and I wasn't sure when I wanted to get out of bed and doing it. Notice I'm doing a thing that feels good to me. Okay? Yeah. And I will be doing more TikTok Lives in the next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not Friday, because then I go traveling again. If you want to know when I'm showing up to do a TikTok Live, it's wicked easy. I have a mailing list, an email mailing list. It is free. I send out very few emails. I only send out emails when I have something of quality to send out. Now, I will be sending out an email today just to my one-on-one clients because I have something that I want to ask them about. Once I get info from them, then I will send one to the rest of the group. People on the mailing list get access to the schedule of when I do my TikTok Lives. Okay? Now, Donna Hall says, would love to do a one-on-one. Like to do a one-on-one? I said love. My bad. One of the things I might do today is look at my calendar past my travel to say when can I start scheduling consultations with people. So just to be really clear, I do one-on-one coaching with people. I have a 10-session paid package. That's the only thing I sell. I don't do anything else than that. And that all starts with a consultation. And the easiest way to know when there's consultations available is to just get on my free mailing list. So I keep it really simple. Okay? Now, Carla Jane, I love this. So Carla Jane is one of my one-on-one clients, and she just, put up, one-on-one has changed my life completely. And I know she means that in a good way. So very cool. All right, y'all. So I have stuff I want to get done today. We'll have things you want to talk about. I will too. Is that how it goes? And then I start thinking, star of the day, who will it be? All right, Carla Jane, let me know when I can do another 10. Anytime, my hun. Once we have the coaching relationship, I will be with you as long as you want to be with me. It's that easy. And you know that whatever price you signed up at, even if my prices have changed, because my prices always go up, you are always, always, always grandmothered in at whatever price I am charging. So just think of it. No matter what I'm charging, whatever I quote you is the cheapest it will ever be. It will only go up from there. Okay? So I say that as a good thing. Alrighty? Yay, I love this. I am leaving and Katie says, thank you. I'm feeling good about decluttering today. Awesome. Decluttering is fun. Have some fun and get it done. Okay? I will see you the next time I do a TikTok Live.